Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this special show. I know you guys have seen all the promos. Now we're finally here. Welcome, my guest, Mr. Sean Ware. What's up, brother? What's up? How you doing?
Good man, how are you?
I am excellent. Yep, we're all good. Thank you for the applause, guys. We're great. We're doing well. It's been a while since we've been on. I had to clear some of the dust off my stuff. It's been it's been a It's been a while. So we're back here again. We're going to recap our mission trip, which was in September, October, right?
Yeah.
And it was a good trip. We had some ups and downs, but overall, we helped a good bit of folks and walk better. And we're here to share our experiences with you guys. So, Sean, take it away. Take it
Oh, I
away.
gotta take it away. Well, I
Take it
thank you, Denard.
away.
What's up with that shirt you got on, though, buddy?
Man, shout out to the Eagles, the number one in the country right now. Eagles, shout out. We won. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, everybody else lost, right?
I'm sure.
So
What was
no
it,
hard feelings.
Jonesy? Jonesy's probably happy right now.
Yeah. We won. We won. We did it. We did it. We did it. Shout out to everybody watching right now. Appreciate your support. I think we're only on YouTube, but you can just click anywhere you find the link and just watch, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, we have some folks watching. Appreciate it. So, Sean, let's get into it. Let's not bore these people with.
Yeah, let's not move. All right. So what we do? We did another mission trip together. Round two, you and me. First group was what with Florida, where we did what 52 total joints.
Yep. Yep.
And that was back in what 23.
Huh? No, that was
Yeah.
24.
No, then
Oh,
we
no, that
did.
was 23. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we're in 25 now.
Yeah. So then we
Dang.
did last year's trip, and we did what 56 patients, 74 new joints in what 4 days?
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
call it 3.5 days.
Well, yeah, 3.5. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
rough 3.5 days. Yeah.
It
Yep.
was a long. It was a long time, long day, long days.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it was a good time. I mean, you missed your flight.
I did, yeah. But like Jay-Z said, I hit the ground and bounce up like ground ball. You know what I mean? Like, you can't keep me down. So I got a connecting flight right after that. Boom, boom, made my own reservations, and within the next couple hours, or I was supposed to be there at what time? And I got there on 7, like what, 3 to 7, like 4 hours difference ish.
Yeah, you're supposed to be there like 7, like I think noon, and you got there
Yeah,
like 8 p.m., 7 p.m.
7 ish. Yeah.
It was good. It was good. I'm glad you made it there.
Yeah.
So let's start back into the prepping of your suitcases. How did that go?
So, I'm a suitcase packing professional at this point, guys. I don't want to give myself any compliments, but that's where I'm at in the game. So I consider myself a professional. There's no certification involved, but I do know how to pack without having check in luggage. So I use the folding method, which is really easy. And then you just want to make sure you have everything set up for every day you're going to be there. Plan out your days first. We were there for how many days? 5 days, 6 days,
I think we're there for almost 7 days.
7 days. So
Yeah.
basically, scrubs during the daytime. You want something to wear to take you to the facility. We have scrubs on all day, and dinner at night, right?
Yes,
Dinner
sir.
or some type of entertainment at night, right?
Yeah.
So I basically planned, shirt pants combo situation. You're probably gonna have more shirts than pants. You're gonna make sure at least 4 or 5 shirts to 3 or 4 pants. Um, and then just your toiletries, your your toiletries, and it's your basic identification, your money, of course. You just want to make sure you have those things with you while you out there. Um, we all know the price of luggage now, and I even heard that soon some airlines will limit the carry-on luggage because a lot
Yeah.
of people are getting away with having those foldable bags now that could take everything,
Mhm.
and some people have jackets now that could take everything. So people are kind of getting away and not paying that 65, $85 to go on, example, Spirit, Frontier, JetBlue. People are getting away with that, so they're trying to limit how many bags you could take. So we might eventually maybe mostly checking in. So people have to try. We have to try and find a way to find a common median to be able to pack our clothes, whatever we need to last the days we're going to be there, and including vacations too. It's not just mission trips. Like that's just definitely important. 65 bucks, $85. That's a plane ticket right there. So, if you go in both ways, that's like almost $200. So, just
Well,
packing efficiently is important.
you arrived late. You missed your flight.
Hmm.
What you might not know is I almost missed a flight too.
Why? How come? What you do?
My alarm for 3 a.m. Even though I live like 10 minutes from the airport,
Mm-hmm.
I set it for 3 p.m., not
Mm-hmm.
3 a.m. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, and the flight left at 6:10.
Mm-hmm.
Got to the airport, got through customs and security in about 15 minutes. So I was actually at the gate ready at like right before 6 o'clock. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's just being lazy, Sean. That's being lazy. That has nothing to
Well,
do
I don't
with
know about
like.
being I don't know about being lazy, buddy, but it was just like 3 p.m., 3 a.m. It was a little flip of the finger.
So shout out to everyone here on watching. Happy Valentine's Day. We have our little Valentine's Day theme here. Shout out to everyone watching. We appreciate you taking the time to come out on Valentine's Day. But let's get into the nitty gritty because persons are wondering, how do you get on a mission trip? How do you find a mission trip? How do you get on there? How do you fill out the paperwork? Like what type of paperwork is it? What's
All right.
going on? Like
So, well, there's many mission trips out there. You just got to ask ask your chief surgeons and say, hey, do you have any mission trips or do you know of any groupings going on mission trips? It's not just orthopedic. There's plastics, where they do cleft palates for a whole week. They do scopes. They do all kinds of surgeries across the world on mission trips. You can do the Mercy Ship trip, which is a minimum of 6 weeks, though. So keep in mind if you want to do that trip, it is a minimum of 6 weeks. And there's a podcast that just got released on that one too. So I'm sure you can find it if you need be, but it's also great listening. But
shout
yeah, I
out to
mean,
Randallin.
yeah, Randallin went out there, and I think she has another one dropping with a special guest. I'm not sure who it might be, but little heads up, I'll be hopping on the season or part 2 of her podcast. So
Hmm.
stay tuned for that. But you
Interesting.
know,
Interesting. Just keep it professional. Okay.
yes, sir.
All right.
Lots of ways to do it. Paperwork. You fill out a form. You put down your or what your background is. You have to have at least 2 to 3 years experience, depending on your trip, and you have to be certified with one organization if you're going for sterile processing. For nurses and other techs, obviously you have your licensees as well. So that's really the only requirement, and you have to be able to understand you're not going there for fun. Um, the one day we worked until 8 p.m. We started at 6:30 in the morning. We had to be at the hospital, and we left at 8 p.m. and we ate dinner at like 8:30, 9 o'clock p.m. So
Mhm.
it's not all fun and games. It is a lot of work that goes into these trips. It is not a vacation. It might seem like it from all the posts we put up and all the fun times we have, but those are always after hours, typically around like 7 to 9 o'clock at night. And To sightseeing. We had one free day to sightsee, going on an excursion if you wanted to explore towns surrounding Antigua. So again, long hours of hard work, staying on your feet. Uh, it wasn't temperature controlled. We know it was around 100 degrees in that tiny room throughout those hours of days with those 7 autoclaves running. So it was pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, from my perspective, it's pretty easy to get on the mission trip. You just have to know what you want to do. You're basically giving your time for free. Sometimes you're even paying to give your time. It's something you want to do in terms of like there's certain things you will lose going on a mission trip. You probably use your PTO,
Mm-hmm.
your paid time off, because most times, most facilities, your facility may not be in conjunction with the mission trip or the missing personnel, so you may lose your PTO, or sick time, whatever you want to use, or comp time, whatever you want to use. Um, you may have to pay room and board, travel, your flight, travel to and from the airport. You may have to pay for that. So there are a lot of costs incurred when going on a mission trip. It's not simply, oh, I'm going, it's not like planning a vacation, because you're basically going where the work is. You're not going where the sun, the beach, and the restaurants are. You're going where the work is, and you have to kind of accommodate the needs of the group. So if they're waking up at 5:30 a.m., you can't say, well, I'll wake up at 9 and start at 9. So you kind of have to follow the lead of who's ever running the mission trip. If they have to be at certain time with patients at 5, 6:30, you kind of have to get up, get ready, get your breakfast, and get going. So there's a lot of freedoms you have to sacrifice on a mission trip.
Yeah,
It, it,
away from your families too. If you have family members, you're away from your family members from the 7 to 10 days too.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
that's a big. Those who have families out there, understand that your family's losing a lot of contact time because we all know. Well, you and I know the self service in that area is less than none, and
hmm
the Wi-Fi is very spotty at the hotels and the hospital. So
yeah,
family members
yeah,
we're leaving behind in the stateside is also missing out too. So
yeah. And happy Valentine's Day again to everyone. We have the Valentine's Day theme in the background. We're going to
it's
change
kind of
that.
crazy, man.
Yeah, and at the end of the show, we're giving away three um registrations. Three registrations. I had a post on LinkedIn late last week where anyone who signed up for the Mid Atlantic Central Service Association um um, newsletter, or um, I'm losing my thought, or mailing list, you will have an opportunity to get a free membership to one of the conferences. And
Nice.
so I will be reading out those persons that will be getting a free registration to our February 22nd seminar in Philadelphia at the Pennsylvania Hospital. So that will definitely be a plus. I hope you guys stay till the end. Will definitely That'll definitely be a good thing. So hopefully those persons see their names. I'll be sending them out emails also, see if they could make it to the seminar on the 22nd. I think that'll be a very good seminar. We have some good speakers there.
So let's switch it up to the hospital workers. Um,
hmm
you know, I think that we made a lot more connections this year than we did last year. Um, they were a lot more engaging with us than they were last year. What was your experience with the hospital workers? Like, what do you feel about them? Their motivation, their drive, their connections with their families to the hospital they work in. What's your thoughts on all those workers there?
So the hospital workers, um, Nah, it was different personalities. You could, like, sometimes it takes a while to get to know someone. So it may be like I'm not that outgoing, like boom, hey, we automatically hit it off type of person. So I kind of have to feel the vibe, see who's who, see what's going on, see read the room basically, before I end up ingratiating myself in any real meaningful conversations or anything like that. It would usually be the normal hi hello. If we have something in common at the time, you know I would definitely focus on that. But in terms of the teams that were there, the teams and the individuals, I think we hit it off very well. There was this the Florida connection was was strong. Shout out to Jonesy. We we had a good vibe. We had a good vibe. We went out to eat a couple times.
Mhm.
We worked well together. We had some good camaraderie going in our walks to and from Dina and stuff. So it was a good vibe. It was a good vibe. I think the year before was a good vibe also. It's just different personalities. You kind of have to switch it up a little bit in terms of how you're gonna conduct yourself.
Yeah.
So
What about the actual people who live in Guatemala? What do you think about them and their work ethic?
the people who live in Guatemala, I think, it's normal because I'm from another foreign country too. So I think most of these countries where they're more enclosed, they have their own culture going on. It's a little different from the United States. They're technically not exposed to like 20 different cultures, and it's less of a melting pot. So everybody kind of a little more close knit, so to speak. Um, the work ethic is there, the dedication is there. Mostly everybody thinks the same way in terms of getting the work done. There's a little bit of culture creep in there where the younger generation is a little different from the older generation. You see that, but for the most part, the what's ingrained in them in terms of how they work, what they focus on is basically the same across the board. They're very nice people.
Yeah, and what I think is amazing with down there particular, um, every single person in the operating room and in the hospital that works with patients are all nurses. Um, so unless you're working as an EVS or cafeteria, um, they're all nurses that deal with patients. Even everyone who works in the sterile processing room for that rotation they do, they are all nurses, which is incredible. That they're not just someone like you and I. Uh, they don't have a nursing degree. That they have to get that to work in an actual hospital down there. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. I like the fact that they rotate assignments. So there was rotate those nurses rotate assignments from cleaning to OR to sterile processing to bedside care. So we basically, if you're a nurse, you do every single thing throughout the facility. There's no chair to what you do. So
Yep.
the one day you may be mopping floors, another day you may be giving out prescriptions or helping patients post surgery. So all at the in the OR handing instruments out or handing out medications too. So there's
So
no.
you
Mhm.
said something there about cleaning the floors, and I want to talk about that because they clean the floors in the OR and the sterile processing and the walkways. About every 2 hours, they clean the floors, and it's just incredible. Like most hospitals stateside have a hard time getting EVS to come to the department once a day, and here they were getting the trash and cleaning the floors almost every 2 hours on the dot, mopping the floor and getting the trash and making it clean. So shout out to that entire workflow down there.
Yeah, they're good, dedicated folks, and I think we could all learn something from them in one way or another.
Yeah, I
with
think
the
I
type
think
of.
people need to go on mission trips. If you're on the fence about doing a mission trip, I think you really need to uh, reach out to your local hospitals, reach out to your chief surgeon, say, "Hey, I want to get active with a mission trip. Do you know of anything? How can I go?" Um, so I went on 5. I went on 2 last year. Everybody knows, and it truly is a life changing experience for anybody. Just to see different perspective of how people do things. You know, some places just boil water, or other places have sterilizers. So it's a good, true. Uh, well, for me, it was a bucket list. I want to do one time, and here I am on 5 times. But yeah, I think if you're on the fence about doing it, you should really, truly reach out and go on one.
Yeah, I
So
think
let
so too. Huh?
so
Oh.
let's change it up to um I don't know what's next for Denard and the Sean duo here. We have any mission trips planned for next year or this year?
So I haven't told anyone
Well, let's
yet.
not. Well, we don't gotta talk about it
So I now we could talk about it. We could talk about it. So I may be going to Jamaica soon, on a GYN mission trip, which is I don't want to say when, maybe a week before. So I'll announce it, and maybe see if I get some sponsors. I'm not really into the sponsor thing necessarily, um, but I will say I'm going in the first half of 2025. I'll be going to a mission trip. It's GYN based, and yeah, there's a lot of the place I'm going. There's a lot of a great need for GYN um, surgeons, and just in general care for women's health, because I think in third world cases there's a that's something that's overlooked a lot. Women suffer a lot with some painful diagnosis, and the culture. I'm not sure if from your experience, you've seen the culture down there. People don't really talk much about if they're sick or if they're going through something. It's usually when it's close to the end, then you hear, "Hey, grandma had this, grandma had that." So it's difficult in those areas for persons to speak out and say, "Hey, I have something going on down there," especially private areas. People don't usually share that with their family,
Yeah.
as to what's going on. So, but there's definitely a need for that.
How many cases do they typically do on those on the Jamaican trip? Do you know?
So we do from it depends. It depends on the facility. At times, facilities are not equipped, and I know Guatemala is very equipped in terms of the equipment we have. We have all the trees and everything else, but from a staffing standpoint, it's usually a smaller group, um, and the equipment is not that plentiful. So we may have maybe one scope. If you're going to do a GYN case, you do the scope afterwards. You have to get that sterilized or have HL before you go. The turnaround time, so it may be 2-3 cases a day. It depends. Sometimes there may be a case um, that may run 5-6 hours,
Okay.
depending on depending on how difficult it is. Um, and I'm losing all the terminology in my head right now,
Well,
but
I feel like maybe not this year, but maybe next year I'll join you in Jamaica.
yeah, that'll be good. I think the more people that know about this side of what is you just told everybody where I'm going.
Oh crap! You said it. You said it. You said it.
I'm like,
I thought you
ah.
said it.
I
All
was
right.
trying to be as vague as possible. But anyway, you
Oh,
said it.
let's just scratch that. Can we go back and edit that video? My apology, brother.
No, no, no. That's all right. That's all right. I picked it up. So, um,
How about this? How many? Maybe next year I'll go with you on any mission trip you go on. How about that?
All right, cool,
Doesn't
cool,
have to be
cool.
in Jamaica. It doesn't have to be Guatemala. Wherever we go, let's go together and make a positive change for some lives.
I agree. I agree, and I appreciate that.
But we got a question,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, some
I want you to answer that question.
you have a question? Oh, there was a question in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Oh, somebody actually. Oh, hey, Elamari. Hey, what's up? Giovanna. Hi, how you doing? All right, let me put that on the screen. Hello, all. Did you give your guys a nickname? Huh? Did they give
Yeah.
you guys? ah, not good. Somebody like. So apparently, some people like my hair for some reason. But I can't remember
They
what
love your
I
hair.
can't recall what they were saying.
Oh,
So
I
I
know what
don't
they were
know.
saying. I don't want
I
to.
don't know.
I don't
I
want
don't.
to.
I have no idea what they were saying. It was in Spanish, so I don't. I don't. I think it was something nice. So
It was something nice. Yes.
yeah, yeah,
And they did give
yeah.
me two nicknames. One's on their shirt right here.
Nah,
Um,
that's why you should have had it backwards. That's why you should have mirrored your screen. Now it's backwards on there.
hold
So,
on here. We'll flip it around real quick so they can see here.
so yeah. So okay. Oh, that's. I have no idea what that means. That's a bunch of letters.
Escucha,
That's a bunch of
Mister
letters. Mm.
Mister Kusha, which
Uh,
which on the first or second trip I think I went on, they a local worker gave me some of their family Guatemalan moonshine, so they
mm,
call it Kusha down there. And
mm,
then uh, the entire OR just kind of caught on to that, and they just called me as Kusha, was Mister Kusha. So the funny thing is, this year I brought them down some American moonshine for them to try it, and it was a sight to see them try some of our stuff from America. And then they also call me Colibri, which is the hummingbird, which to the Mayans means that that person's a messenger that brings good to them. So it meant a lot to me for them to call me that. The hummingbird to them is a messenger that brings good to the people. So it was a
mm,
high honor for them to call me that. So I had a
mm,
good time with them all, and it meant the world to me. So
mm.
everyone down there, I truly appreciate them, and uh, they actually gave me the permission to run their machines, and they don't let anyone else touch their machines. As you know,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
it's very delicate equipment. Uh, they don't have too many parts down there to fix their machines, so for them to say, "Hey, Sean, you can run our sterilizers to help out the workers," it was a great honor too. So, Melinda wants you to say your nickname. I know you know it.
I don't know. I don't speak Spanish. No comprende.
Oh, no comprende?
No, no,
No?
no comprende, señor. No comprende, señor. No habla español. No.
I will
Um.
not say his nickname on here. Already ruined the surprise for everybody else. But if you want to know it, I will message you on LinkedIn and I'll send you a name.
Mm,
But no,
okay.
it was a good time.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
so go
so
ahead.
what was the hardest part of the mission trip? What was the hard? What could you share with folks to prepare them for? What's the hardest part? Like, hey, this is gonna shock you.
Being my fifth trip, nothing really shocked me. Um, in reality, nothing really did.
For a
Uh,
newcomer for your first time. What was the oh dang,
yeah,
didn't know this was.
I think the hardest part for people to realize is you're not there to have a good time. And you leave your loved ones at home, almost no contact with anyone back on stateside, and the long hours. Said I was tired from working 6:30 to 8 p.m. Like we left the hospital I think like 8:15, and we ate lunch at noon, and that was the last time we ate besides the chips we ran out to go get real quick from the market store. They didn't have food for dinner because they didn't plan for that last revision. So That's the hardest thing. Long hours, no food.
Yeah, Like I didn't mind it. I needed to get on a diet anyway, so the lack of food was a good thing for me. Came back with a couple less pounds. So that was good for me. I know you didn't like that because you like
Hey,
being around. You like being around.
I,
So
I like my
um
food.
but the hardest part for me was standing for hours and hours because there are no. It's like an old school SPD. There are no chairs there. There's you could. I sat on the countertops every now and then because it was really. Oh, look what I have here! I didn't even plan on having this here. Surgical mission operation. I just had this on my desk. So
Nice.
first of all, yeah. Autofocus in the focus. So anybody watching this down the line, so this is like the little brochure um for the mission. We got a nice little letter. This was our directions. This was our whole schedule here. They printed a nice schedule for us. Boom, boom, boom. Can you see it? So we had a nice little schedule here on hospital on the first day. The restaurants where you could eat at, walking directions on here, hospital arrival times, the daily schedule, Friday, August 18th. The early team arrives, Saturday, August 19th. The full team arrives, Sunday, August 20th. The group photo, um, Monday, August 21st, full surgery day. Tuesday, August 22nd, full surgery day. Wednesday, August 23rd, it was a full surgery day. Thursday, August 24th, full surgery day. Sorry, my bad.
It was cleanup day.
Inventory and cargo packing day. On Friday, August 25th, that was a team departure. So we had our whole schedule. All the sponsors were listed at the back here. It's really organized, and you're not going through your week wondering, oh, what am I doing today? Where am I going? What's going on? So it's pretty well organized. Our Guatemala trip.
Yeah. So Melinda, she asked the question, what was the process look like for repairs? So for this group that goes down, the knee and hip trays, they stay in Guatemala. And then so does the stainless steel and the power. Last year they brought home the 4 or 5 hip stainless steel sets to sharpen them up. And I think this year they brought home 4 or 5 knee sets to sharpen and clean them all up and replace some of the instruments. But they don't have instrument repairs down there at all. This is actually let's see. On the Florida group I went with this, or 2024 with Brian, who I wish he would have joined us tonight, by the way. They just hired on a full-time repair person, or be our biotronics person up around here. They would fix the machines as they broke. So he would fix the machines, fix the beds, fix the lamps as they started breaking down. And we actually used them a lot because the autoclaves were breaking pretty repeatedly. So they don't have our instrument repair process. Instruments that are broken, that break on our end, they would keep them and they would use them if they were still in usable form. But yeah, they don't have any instrument repairs down there that I could tell. Their instruments and pill packs were some of them were cracked and pitted. But the amazing part about that area that I've been made aware of or told, depending on how good I translate it, was that their infection rate was actually less than American side. So pretty crazy. They have a low infection rate on most of their procedures, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they use that bush medicine when they leave the hospital. That's why.
Yeah.
They don't get all those pills and ointments and all that. They use those natural herbs and clean their wounds with the right stuff, and
they're given ibuprofen to leave the hospital with. That's about it.
That's about it. Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
They get, I think, like 2 days worth of ibuprofen from us, and away they go.
Yeah, all that extra stuff, all that, once you have that that knowledge, and I think a lot of people downplay the knowledge you get from natural remedies, how to use natural remedies. I went to my last Jamaican trip. This lady, initially created the trip. She's a Chinese Jamaican. So Jamaica has its own like Chinese Oriental population. So she has in her backyard, like, and I did a small podcast from her backyard. She had like over 100 different types of herbs and spices and bonsai trees, and she had mini mango trees, guava trees, golden apple trees. She had all that, and then she was walking me around. She's like, "Oh, this is for headaches. This is called lion's mane. This is for your bowels. This is for your if you're sweating too much for blood pressure." Like she was just pulling out, and I'm like, "How does she know what all these leaves could do?" So there's a purpose for all these different remedies. You might look at it like it's just a forest, but those persons would walk through, and if you have high blood pressure, diarrhea, you're suffering from a cold, fever, you could just walk through and pick some leaves that are meant for those reasons, boil them and drink them, and that'll definitely help you with a remedy. So don't underestimate when those people leave. They probably have their own medicinal cabinet with all their herbs and spices for
It's
their.
way better than yes, way better than what we do up here.
Yeah. So um
So what was so the hard part we got out the way. I think packing is another part to mention too. Packing, not your suitcases,
mhm.
packing all your equipment. We had a good flow going.
Until
You and I had a good flow going that we had, and the entire OR. The entire OR started at 7, maybe 7:30, and in two and a
Mhm.
half hours we were done at 10 for the most part. It was like small bits and pieces. Um, the entire OR post-op, pre-op was all broken down, inventoried, and crated for supplies for that weren't used, and for what was used on patients. It was all inventoried. I said about 2.5 hours done. So that Thursday, was basically almost a free day for mostly everybody.
Mm.
As long as you wake up in the morning, you put some work in, and you have to do offer other units help support. You might not be a nurse, you can't do patient care, but maybe they need uh, you know ace bandages counted or inventoried, or maybe they need walkers brought over to them for the patients leaving the hospital. Maybe they needed a patient helped out to their car. So there's always little things you can do.
One thing, just hold on 1 second. 1 second. One tiny. Just keep quiet. Guys, if you haven't already, and I know you're watching, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you like, subscribe, that's great. But also make sure you hit that little notification bell. Use your pinky finger so that every time we have new content coming out, that you'll be notified and you'll be the first one to see it and talk about it. So hit that like and subscribe button. All right, let's go back. What's up?
So so what was the hardest thing for you?
The hardest thing for me was all the standing up, standing.
That's it.
Yeah, I guess it was a different climate. Like in the States, I could stand. Maybe my shoe wasn't right, but the standing kind of got me. Especially
Not the high
sometimes.
temp.
Yeah, I like to like there wasn't like standing in one place. Like that's why I never wanted to be a surge tech, because I just can't stand in one place. Like, and that room was so small. It's like uh, walking around the room. Like you could basically stretch your arms and be at two
Touching the wall.
workstations. Yeah, so it's like I had to like I couldn't stay in that space for 6 hours. Like it was just a lot. Staying in that, like now if I was working, okay, good, I'm flowing. but to like in between cases, it was a little tedious just to stand in there, and there's nothing to like. You couldn't go to another part of your department. So it's right. It's like working in a surgery center almost, or even worse than that, I think. So that was the most difficult part for me. In terms of waking up, getting to the facility, all that stuff, all that was good. I enjoy the experience. That's why I try and get on mission trips. I like the experience, and then you working with different folks that they want to know you the same way you want to know their experience. They want to know your experience too.
Yeah.
So I haven't met one of those ladies we gave out Calzeros to the last year. She still had hers on. And I remember the employee actually gave those same shoes to an employee who didn't want them. And that was nice to see that somebody appreciated, you know, the shoes. So that was good. So sorry you didn't take the shoes, yourself. But there's somebody in Guatemala who's enjoying them now.
Yep.
So it's like people get an abundance of things and they take it for granted, and some people get something and they cherish it. And she's like, remember last year? And I don't know what she was saying. She was like, last year shoes, remember? I was like, oh yes. And when I saw the shoes, I remember I gave them to one of my employees, and apparently she didn't like it or whatever, like whatever. And and that lady really really enjoyed wearing those shoes. So um you know one month's trash is another month's treasure.
Yeah.
So
So what else? What else? I mean, the trip was good. Said it was 72, 74 new joints in like the 3.5 days. We covered the packing, the prepping. We both were late in some aspect. Long hours, short hours.
yeah, I'm not too excited. Like, some things that fly down there don't fly in the US in terms of the quality. I'm big on inspection. That's my main thing. I don't think in terms of skill level, because there's so much rotation down there. I don't think they're focused when they get to the store processing piece of it. I don't think they're focused in terms of, hey, this is actually clean or this is actually dirty. I think they're more going through the motions of.
Well, I mean, what would they clean it with? I mean, let's talk about that.
I mean,
they cleaned it with Prolistica.
Should we even use the word clean?
Well, it was manually cleaned. So again, most hospitals they boil water. This hospital they put them in plastic basins. They go in the just a plastic basin you get, and then they would put in Prolistica. They would put in some Dawn dish soap, and they put in some kind of powder. I don't know what it was, and they would scrub it down with a floor scrubber. They would have gloves on. Some would have no gloves on, no face shields. Some have face shields. We provided them all with the PPE provided just for full disclosure. We provided with gowns, shoe covers, 2 sets of gloves, one for inner, one for outer, face shields. We provided all that to them, and they just don't like wearing it. It's too hot for them, and they're not used to it. So they wore exam gloves, but they're mixing these chemicals. And we said we said as best we could, don't mix these, and they still did. So at some point, they it was getting cleaned, not the way we were cleaning it on stateside, but no, it was not OxyClean. I think it was like, I don't know, I don't want to say bleach, but it was like probably laundry soap. Did you guys ever try and change anything? Yeah, so they're very receptive to change, at least for when I when I talk to them. I think when we talk to them in a professional mindset, we treat them like a co-workers, they are to us. And not just like a third world country person. If you talk to them like a normal person, they're very receptive to how you're talking to them, and if they're doing something wrong, they're going to change it. They'll be wrapping trays wrong, or maybe they would bang it down. We would say, "Hey, stop! We can't bang this down. It might get a hole in it." They would understand it, and they would learn from that, and they would do better for the next time. If something was dirty, we'd just pass it back and say, the joke was always say, no good, no good.
No, no bueno, no
No
bueno.
bueno. But again, they understood it. They can't have anything bloody. And they took it back. They cleaned it without a care in the world, and they gave it back to us. They looked at it. We looked at it, and we would say Donata and carry on with our day, and they were always pleasant. Even though not long, like 12-hour day, 14-hour day, they're still pleasant as could be.
Yeah. It's. I think the road to get where they are, or where they were, or how do I say that? Where they are in terms of employment, that's a hard road to get where they are. So I think they're very appreciated. There aren't that many nurses around. There aren't that many facilities around to be employed with. So I think they appreciate the opportunity that they have to work in a facility. So and there's probably a long waiting list of person that's trying to become nurses and trying to get in the facility. So those persons are there. I think they're really appreciative of
And I
what
can
they
tell
have.
you that the trips that you and I went on, Denard,
Hmm.
we're the only groups that go to that hospital, from my understanding, again,
Hmm.
that provide a sterile processing support team. So
Mm.
most of the times, they're the ones cleaning and assembling and sterilizing all the trays for all the mission trips to go to that hospital, besides
Hmm.
the groups that we went on, the two what we went on. So again, it's a lot of effort for them to learn their trays. Every week's a new mission trip at that hospital. I think they
Hmm.
get like 4 or 5 weeks off, or 2 weeks off a year from no mission trips. I think it's around Christmas to the New Year's they get off for 2 weeks. That every week's a new mission trip, and they don't provide sterile processing support. So that's a lot for them to learn every week. A new process, new tray.
So yeah, let me read a question too. Um and that's Alamari again. Who would have guessed? So, so did we try to change anything? Um I I think we wanted to leave them with an impression that we actually cared about the circumstances, and we cared about the situation, and we really wanted to make a difference, because people could tell when you're just there and you're trying to get out to go to a party, or you're trying to get out, you're not really there for the right reasons. So if you share that, hey, we're here together, we know it's rough, even though they're smiling, we know, their pay compared to our pay is not the same. Their lifestyle or their cost of living to us is not the same. The opportunities they have down there is not the same. Um, the freedoms they have down there is not the same as ours up here. So we try and share with them, hey, we understand your circumstances, but when we in here, when we do install processing, when we're working together, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be we're gonna get it done. We're gonna support each other, and I'm gonna help those patients out. So I think that's one of the things. I think Sean, with all the games we play, with all the things we do, we try and lighten up the atmosphere, because you know there's a tension, underlying tension sometimes, where persons have to go back home in a small house on a hill. Everybody looks the same way in scrubs, but some persons have, so some ladies have scooters, the little motorcycles. They have to ride hours to get home, take care of the kids, etc. Sometimes the husbands don't work. Like it's so we take that into consideration when we interact with those people on a day-to-day basis. So I think
Yeah.
we.
So yeah.
Mhm.
So to hit on that, then you had a good point. What I learned in talking with some of them was the women down there, the older culture were meant to. The women would get their husbands ready for work, um, get them off, cook them breakfast in the morning. Then they would clean the house, do the laundry if needed. Then they'd go work a small job and come back, cook dinner for their husband. Then they go back out to work for the most part. But now it's a different culture in the newer generation, the younger generation, I guess our generation, and they're all starting to work now. But again, them down there, like you said, it's just giving them light, offering to buy them a drink from the corner mart, whether it be like a fruit drink or a Gatorade or a bag of chips, because they didn't get lunch or they're long hours. It can make a huge difference in how they perceive you. I mean, what's a bag of chips to us? I think down there it was like 10Q for a bag of chips and a Gatorade.
Mm.
So it wasn't a lot of money, but if you offer it to them, they want it. Or coffee in the morning. Maybe they didn't get there in time to get a coffee, or give them a little extra little gift in the morning. Coffee is nothing. So, so again, they're not really looked at as dishwashers because they're all nurses. At least in that hospital, there is no such thing as a sterile processing tech. They're all nurses. So, that is one pro that I see, is that that mindset that everyone else up here stateside, not everyone, a good majority of the statesides, they look at us as glorified dishwashers. And let's be honest, we all know we're not. But down there, they're all nurses, and they enjoy what they do.
Summarize the trip in 5 words.
You know who that is
What
there,
did?
Denard?
Mm.
I believe that's my daughter.
She's like, Daddy, come to bed.
No, she's upstairs. She's doing her craft right now for today.
Okay, cool. 5
yeah,
words.
answer a question, man. Go ahead. That's you.
If I could summarize it in 5 words, it was, and the 5 words wouldn't be a sentence because I don't think a sentence would do it justice. It was eye-opening, 2 words. It was adventurous, that's 3. It was very educational, and it was an uplifting experience. So I think that's 5, yeah.
I think it's a little more than 5, but I'm gonna go with you on that one. I mean,
I think that was 5. I did 2 and then 3.
Oh, uplifting experience. I don't know. Uplifting might be 2 words.
Uplifting. No, uplifting is 2 words.
It depends on who's spelling it. Uplifting, 1, 2.
So yeah, it's 1 word. It's 1 word. Come on, man.
But for me, again, it is a life-changing experience. The first time I went, it was just a mind-opening, mind-blowing experience. You don't expect to see that. And I do love going on these trips. My goal was to take a year off, come back 2026, hit some other mission trips, no matter where it's to, where it's from. I'm on board. Denard math.
Wow. That was 5 words. Okay. 5.
But I do want to give a shout out to the workers. I know some of them are actually trying to listen in right now, Denard. So shout out to all the workers.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Brian, Sam, and I think Maria Jose might be trying to listen. And I know Brian says he's going to try and listen in.
Yay. But
shout out to Brian. He was a EVS worker last year when me and Brian went. And me and Denard went. He was cleaning the break rooms on all the floors. And then this year he got his nursing degree, and he was a nurse this year. So shout out to Brian. It was good seeing him.
Brian. Let's give Brian a little.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Brian. Yeah.
Anything else, my good man?
So I just want to say thank you to all the sponsors that helped out in the past, and I'm looking forward to probably getting some more support. I'll be going down to Jamaica.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll be going down to Jamaica. GYN is going to Jamaica for GYN my first time. I was shocked, to say the least, because I never did that part of the anatomy. looked at it in that way, and I got a whole new sense of like things that you don't know that happen type of thing. Like, you'd see persons like, the culture down there when you have incontinence and things like prolapse, where people walk around and you don't know. And then some of the things that kind of shocked me in terms of interviewing the patient, saying, hey, how do you want your case done? Do you want to have sex again after the surgery? And then you kind of see the in the dilemma, because some of them still have husbands, and you know and then you ask them about the situation, and they say, well, he doesn't really care um about what's going on with me. He just wants to do what he wants to do, blah blah blah. And you're like, dang, um that's a real issue in terms of like, you can't get care, but you can't talk about what you can't get care for. And it's like you just living in a life where the males don't really understand what's going on. um so it's like a cycle. It's like you live. It's like no one is recognizing exactly what's going on with these women, and they're just living in pain basically, and hiding what's going on with them. So it was a little tough, hearing some of the ladies talk about their circumstances and they being abused, and things of that nature, um and thinking about that, before getting the surgery, and talking about it, and then seeing the actual situation they were in. And that was kind of like, dang, I didn't know women were going through that. And I think our first day for interviews, we had about 30 women sitting outside the clinic, and we got there late. Some of those women were there since 4 5 a.m. in the morning, and we had to turn some of them away. There was no shops around. They had no water to drink. They had no food to eat, and they were sitting there for hours. And then it was so difficult to turn them away because there was nobody else for them to see on the island. So, um, so that was a little difficult.
So
So
what kind of, if someone out there, because we're reaching out to a lot of people right now, you and I, if you could ask for three things, um, for a trip of that nature, for a donation, not monetary value, but like if your group needed supplies or equipment, what would you think that they would need to help out with those patients down there to provide more care?
I think I think more interested surgeons would be the thing. Yeah, more interested surgeons would be the main thing, because last time I went, 2022, we had to go to we were in Montego Bay. In fact, the first year I went there, we went to three facilities. We went to Falmouth. We went to, I think, another Christian hospital on the hill. I just can't remember, but it's a popular hospital. Then we went to a private hospital to do a procedure for a lady. So we went to three different places. Everybody did their stuff differently, but they had the same chemicals and the same cleaning process, but they did a little differently, like just like the USA. Um, the second time we went down, um we were in Montego Bay. Then we had to do the 3 hour drive to Kingston. So that was a lot. There are just not enough surgeons that are skilled with that. Like the basic GYN surgeries, yeah, they could get that done. But the more intricate, like a prolapse, a serious prolapse, they wouldn't be able to do that, because the prolapse is basically it's, it's basically you have to recognize that what the tissue is, so it recognize what it is. You have to determine what's tissue, what's muscle. It's very very complicated, and watching that, it's an ongoing process, because you have to basically sew the vagina back in. It's a difficult process, and a lot of the surgeons in down there don't have that experience and knowledge to do that. We tried to train a couple of them, but they're still not comfortable with doing it themselves. Like when they with you, yeah, they could, hey, this is what this is, this is what this is. But it's like sewing, it's like doing a crochet. It's like over and over and over and over and over again until you get the suit the thing in. I think maybe some people on here have done that before, but it's like it's like kneading dough. Like if you put something, I don't know, like it's like a pie type of thing. Like you fold it, fold it, and suture. And then the worst thing is, after depending on the care they take for themselves, it might end up rupturing and coming right back out. So that's the problem, because we had a couple reoccurring persons who had surgery, and then when we came back, they had the same issues again. So if you don't take care of it, you
Yeah.
might be in the same situation a couple years later. So that was difficult.
Okay, so that's
Um,
one more surgeon. So if you're a surgeon out there,
yeah,
GYN surgeon, get them on
GYN.
board with a trip. All right, what's two
Yeah.
and three?
GYN surgeon. Um, we definitely need more nurses and technicians going down too.
Okay.
Um, I don't think the knowledge is there in terms of Let me take that back. The knowledge is there in terms of reprocessing. They don't have the apparatus to reprocess properly. When you see the same tape on something for that's been sterilized 20 times, and there's still the same tape on that on that wrap, um, that means they don't have the tape, you know.
So
Or
so does your organization, do they bring their supplies, or are you relying on the
yeah,
locations to
I
have
did
the
bring some
supplies?
supplies down. My organization graciously donated some supplies. We had some supplies, but that's like, how many rolls of tape you can use in a month. So like you could only give so much. You could only take so much down on a plane, without paying double of what it's worth.
So
So
I'm going to make a comment out there for if you're in the tape industry, let's just call them out, the Denard, 3M, Steris, ASP, um, Medline.
mhm,
We need your support to provide to these third world countries,
mhm,
to provide better care to their patients down there. So,
mhm.
you know,
Yeah, and wrap too, and even containers. I mean, containers and filters would definitely solve that wrap issue, and they're still using that linen wrap,
yep,
and that's a very difficult situation, because how can you clean that if you still have tape on there?
yep. I mean,
So
look at down in Guatemala. Not to go back to Guatemala, we're on Jamaica right
mhm.
now, but they did reuse the wraps
Yeah,
and the table covers, but
yeah,
they don't have it down there.
yeah. They don't have containers.
Yep.
Containers would solve a lot of those issues. A lot of these places, they don't have that many trays, but they wrap everything. And I see a lot of them. I rarely ever saw a container.
No,
Rarely
but
ever saw a
what I thought
container.
was cool though was the new autoclaves they had. Was it Steelco? I think they're
Yeah,
Steelco
still cool in
autoclaves.
Spanish. Still
They
could have some Spanish motivators. That was cool.
they
I'm so
they
sterilizer.
produced their own
Sorry.
steam.
Hmm?
They didn't need a steam line. They had water coming in, and it made its own steam off the water.
Hmm.
Didn't need like a boiler or anything like that. It was just, the other autoclaves, they had to turn on the steam lines and get the temperature and get it ready. This one, you just turn it on and it was ready to roll. So it could be a definite possibility for manufacturers out there that, that don't need all that heavy equipment or steam lines or 4-inch, you know, water lines going to a hospital. Another option.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
So
still cool. Sterilizer was good. Melinda, yeah, yes, person could donate. The whole thing is, if you're taking it in a bag and you're paying $100 for a little bit of tape and a couple of wraps, it doesn't really make sense. You could buy a box of wrap for $95. You know what I mean? For less than $95. But to take that on a plane, you basically almost just double the price of it. So if there is some way where some of those companies could, you know, Like there's Metricide in Jamaica. Like somehow there's a rep that sells Metricide in Jamaica, for all the facilities. I think there's one company selling it, so that they could sterilize, high level disinfect, their scopes, and they even use it for instrumentation too. So
Yeah, it's definitely a good point. How do we get it down there? I know what the Pittsburgh group does, and I think the Florida group do. They have a cargo. A cargo ship brings their supplies in, and it has to go through customs. You have to inventory it all. Gets inspected. And actually, on both trips, Pittsburgh and Florida, both of their cargo ships were delayed a little bit. I know for the Florida group this year or last year for 2024, the supplies arrived the day after we arrived. So that's how close it was getting through customs. So it's never an easy process to get supplies down to another country. But yeah, if you're interested in donating supplies or donations of any sorts, reach out to one of us too. Put you in the right connections.
yes, please, because it's very very needed, and it's definitely an ongoing thing. It's not, hey, we donated 20 of these and 5 of that this year and we're good. No, this is an ongoing thing. The same way every facility needs supplies, and let me dismiss that myth of, oh yeah, let's just send our expired items down there. No, no, they operate on the same level, on the same aseptic technique of any facility that we have there. They
That way
won't
is
use.
long gone.
Yeah. Those days of, oh, I'll send my expired this and my expired that, my expired, no, they will not use expired items on patients. So that won't work. If you have anything expired or close to being expired, it'll just be a waste of time. They operate on the same level.
Same thing
So
for implants too. They won't use them either.
yeah. So
what about shampoo and soap and other toiletry products? Is there?
yeah, I'm not familiar with that, but that might be good to hand out to patients afterwards because infections. A lot of infections start, after you walk out the building. So, um, based on not being able to clean and take care of your wounds properly, so that might be something we could look into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good question.
So, what the? Oh, that was a question. Oh, I was like, oh, Sean's being very insightful today. Thank you.
So what's
Okay,
coming
okay.
up? So let's. I mean, any other questions for the chapter? Yeah, chapters. The mission trips. I mean, I'm excited for what you got coming up. Whenever you go. I wish I could join you this year. I promise you this. I'm a man of my word. I will go on a trip with you next year. Doesn't matter where we go.
Cool.
My family knows I'm going to go on one next year. So I know they're upstairs listening, and so
Yeah, it's like, no, don't go. No.
I do want to shout out my chapter. We're planning this other chapter. I don't know where it was, but they had a Top Golf event, and the Pittsburgh Western PA chapter is planning one on May 11th. So we're gonna see what we can do, see if we can get it going here. We're working on the fine details now, but stay tuned. Anyone in the Western PA, we're gonna plan an event like Denard had out on his side, at a Top Golf event, just kind of like a meet and greet. Get his CE and just network out with other people versus hanging out in a classroom for 4 to 6 hours. Still both important, but I think we're rebranding our chapter, so it'd be a good way to kick it off.
Yes, and yeah. Also, let me, a shameless plug here. I also try and help chapters in terms of getting, if you guys want to host a webinar. If you guys want to host a webinar, I'll help you guys. HSPA chapter. Um, if you guys want to host a webinar, I'll help you plan it, promote it, and host it, so that you can get your constituents engaged in your chapter. If you have a chapter where the chapter basically consists of you and the person's helping you, we could create a webinar and even a landing page to help get your constituents or anybody, like your constituents don't necessarily have to be in your specific area. Now we have something called the internet where people from all over the world could see the same thing, could we could share the same stories. So you could have persons from all over the country, once they resonate with your message, they could join your chapter. Um so I want to definitely help chapters with that process of um promoting themselves, because I'm a chapter president myself, and I think that's definitely one of the struggles for chapters, is gaining members and retaining members, and even one of the most important things I believe is board members, finding board members to actually help with running the chapter. I think that's one of the major issues with chapters. So
I
if you
agree.
guys, yeah, if you guys need any help with um, chapters, running your chapter, bringing people in, I think, I think, let me see if I could share this.
Well, Melinda, I think we should go to the rap cages first, so I can retain my title.
Huh? What?
Because Denard is not going to take my title this year in Kentucky.
I think I'm out the rap game.
I might have a belt made. I don't know. I might have to wear the belt around.
I might be out the rap game.
So before that contest, man, I haven't wrapped a tray in almost 3 years. Like maybe like 10 trays in like 2 years I wrapped. So
Yeah, being lazy is not an excuse, Sean.
well, I mean, listen, I work at a different hospital, man. I actually work for the main surgeon who does the mission trip for Pittsburgh now. So it's actually kind of cool. And it's actually a women's care hospital too. So I'm gonna be reaching out
Oh,
to some of the surgeons and people up in that area, man.
yes, yes, yes. That would be great. If we could do something, because I think that's one of the neglected areas.
Yeah, I
If
think
we,
with the chief surgeon who goes to the Pittsburgh group, I think maybe we can use our resources to tie it into what you're going for, and figure it out. I'm always gonna take Denard down. It's okay. He cheats anyways on the rapping.
oh wow, wow. I win fair and square. I don't. What's the meaning of the word cheat? I do not know. I do not know the meaning of that's not in my vocabulary. Um, so yeah, I definitely want. Let me
Where's your poster at, man?
my poster.
Yeah.
What poster?
I thought you were gonna put a poster up.
For
Your networking thing.
I don't think I have it on my
Oh, okay.
computer. I was trying to put a link to my landing page on there.
Oh, look, there's Brian. Brian's in the chat.
Let me see, copy links.
Hey, Brian, if you can hear us, you can type in Denard's nickname if you want to.
Oh
I'm sure.
wow.
I'm sure people would love to hear it or see it.
Wow. So I just pasted I'm sharing the link to the landing page here. So if you check out Sterile MD landing page, just put your information in there, and I will get back to you on setting up uh, um, your own landing page and setting up a webinar for your team. So let me get back to where I was here. Did it pop up?
Well, not in this chat that I see, but
I thought I had it. Yeah, I can't see myself here. Did my thing pop up? It might take a
not
couple
yet.
seconds. So Melinda said, I believe it. And then Brian, Melinda.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not seeing
there.
my post. My post didn't show up. Oh boy. Oh well.
Oh, Brian. Brian said the nickname.
What's the nickname?
Brian from Antigua said your nickname. Melinda, there you go.
What is it? The very fitting. I love the predator. Oh, predator. Oh yeah. Oh, that's not bad.
No,
That's
it's a
not
good
bad.
nickname.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Let me try and paste this thing again. See if it'll work.
You doing it
Why
on
did
YouTube or you doing it on LinkedIn?
I'm on YouTube?
Okay.
Apparently, it's not working. So yeah, it's no wookie for me. No wookie right now for me. So
Do you need more like instruments for your group?
we tend to run into issues with um scopes. Scopes are the most expensive thing. Um, scopes are difficult to come by. Urethoscopes, flexible and rigid and semi-rigid. Um, those are hard to come by
Okay.
and hard to keep functioning.
I
It's hard
have
to
some
keep those
connections up
functioning.
here or over here, I should say. I'll reach out and see what we can do for you. We'll connect off the air on what you need, and I'll see what I can do for you.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And sometimes you get those scopes. You might get a scope, but it's not. You may have to tweak it. You might have a rigid scope. You may have a 70, but not a 30. You can't really see. And some procedures you have to wait to see that, that little, what I'm talking about? See that
Yeah.
little poof. Um, see the urine come out in order to stop the case.
Yep.
So why is on the platform I'm still seeing on YouTube I'm seeing the flowers still.
I don't know. See if I can get on YouTube here.
Yeah, that's strange. That is strange. I'm still seeing the flower background on YouTube. But happy Valentine's Day, everybody. You see it?
No, I gotta find it. I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm still seeing the the flower background on YouTube, not the one that we actually have on there. But I'm
Gotta
put up
love
my hands.
technology.
Let me put up my hands. Let me see if my yeah, it's still showing the original background. That is strange. But hey Brian, what's up? What's up? What's up? Melinda, shout out to Melinda keeping us go within the chat. Appreciate it. So let me see if I could put up let me see if I could put up my chapter. I think I do have for do I have our upcoming? I don't think I have our upcoming
Well,
conference in there.
I can tell you that on my TV, it's live, and I see all the hearts and the glitter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all the hearts, and we don't have it here, so it never changed on that end. So I'm gonna see if I could share our recent brochure for our seminar, excuse me, on the 25th. I'm just gonna upload that. On the 22nd. Sorry, that's next week. And then I'm going to. Do I have the other one available? Maybe yes, no,
I don't
maybe
see a
so.
chat though, but
Yeah, so we have a couple different brochures going out. Let me check my. Hold on. Let me
then we
close
can.
this.
Our fans can't wait anymore, man.
They can. So this is our. Let me download this real quick. It's not a difficult, long process. So let me share this, upload. So this is our lineup, guys. This will be our lineup for this will be our lineup for our February 22nd event. We'll be at the Pennsylvania Hospital, 800 Spruce Street. Be 6 CEs. And if you're in CBSPD, it'll be 8 CEs for you. We have Mr. Anthony Bondon coming through. We have Melinda Alamari. That name sounds familiar. We have Stacy Pepples coming through. We have Mr. Jesse Lopez will be speaking, and we have Bobby Parker also speaking, and we have Vanjie Dennis. It's going to be a great production. I would like each and every one of you guys to take the opportunity to come through. It's going to be great. Um, I definitely try to promote education as much as I can. Education is definitely important, guys. So if you could come through, um, that would be excellent. Pennsylvania Hospital, Center City, Philadelphia. We just had the parade there. So, it won't take any, you know, you want to know where it is? It's right on Market Street, just about 4 or 5 blocks from Market Street. It's on 8th and Market there.
We could always make you an AI generated photo, like fighting in space or in a wrestling ring.
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that.
One of those, yeah.
That's a very innovative idea.
I
I
like
have
those
a,
photos. Those
uh,
are some good photos.
oh, you like, you like those were the quickest promos I ever did. All of my other promos were like hours and hours. So who stopped stealing my LinkedIn photo? Who said that?
Linda,
Who's stealing her LinkedIn photo? Oh.
you. I thought
Yeah,
it.
that's what we have to do because you have no social media presence, Melinda. If you had a social media presence, we could have took from somewhere else, but you do not, unfortunately. So you need to put yourself out there a little more. You may become a little more popular if you do that. Um, so try that out. In fact, come to my presentation on at the HSPA conference. I will be presenting on Saturday. 3 consecutive presentations. Come and support. So I will give some tips on how to promote yourself on social media also. So Melinda, come through. I think you will definitely be receptive to that information. So
I will be there, sir.
yeah. On Saturday, guys, the workshops, I will be there, and it will be fun. Fun. Have some, I don't want to say everything, but don't miss it. You might walk away with something. Participation will also be one of my main things. I like people getting together, talking, um, maybe do a little quick editing, a little quick something during the thing, just to show people how easy it is to promote yourself and do it the right way. If you do it the right way, good things happen. So come out first the Saturday of the conference, and I'll be presenting. So come out. It'll be hot. It'll be fire. How they say it'll be lit. That's what they say. That's what the young kids say now. It'll be lit.
I don't know about that anymore.
It'll be lit. So come out. I definitely want you guys to, I can't even post on my own thing. So I definitely want you guys to come out, and let me see if I could do one thing here. Hold on, let me see if I could do one thing. And let me see if I could see that. Let me see if I could copy and paste. Let me see if I could copy and paste that. And paste that in our chat to see if it makes sense, if it will go through. It probably won't be anything. Oh, I can't do my own. I
There
can't.
it is.
You see it?
Yep.
I don't know what that will take you to, but hopefully it takes you to my web page.
It does.
It does. What does it look
Yes,
like?
sir. It said previously hosted.
No, no, it's not gonna take you there. No.
Finally.
You see it? Yeah, it's not gonna take you there.
That's right. We'll tag it below the link.
Yeah, and check out. Take it back.
Anything else for the good? Good at the topics.
No. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Yeah, please feel free to reach out, and yeah, just hit that link, contact me, and put your information in. Let me know why, the reason, all that good stuff, and I'll get right back to you. All right, and then I could help you host that webinar and create a nice, cool landing page for you guys.
Yeah.
So,
I do want to shout out all my sponsors throughout the years. I do appreciate everyone who ever helped donations for myself and the trips. And I know the workers down there and the families that I gave some donations to. I know they appreciate it too. So thank you all for donations and your efforts. So I think that's about it, Denard.
That's it? You sure that's it?
I think so for this episode.
All right, so we'll continue. We'll give you guys an update on what's going on in our areas in the future. Stay tuned. If you guys want to donate anything, please feel free to reach out. And that's about it for me. I'm trying to send another message and I'm not getting through because I think that's all right. Let me get back. Okay. Type a message in, paste. So put your information in here, guys, and I'll get back to you.
There you go.
Yeah, got it.
Yes.
Yeah, comprende, señor. Yeah. So appreciate the time. Appreciate you coming on, brother. I'll announce my next trip, my next date. Soon. HSP is doing some good things, and I'll be on social media a little more in the first half of the year. The second half of the year, you might not see me at all, or you might see me less. I'll probably be behind the scenes a little bit more. I'm always up to. I haven't been in the studio. You see the studio? Same studio. I put some new equipment here. I have a couple more screens in front of me. But in terms of the studio, I haven't been here in a while. But I have improved it. I have more leg room now. I can put my feet up. It feels so good.
I'm down.
Um,
I'm down in the bunker down here.
I have a new word for you guys, and that is, let me get out of the way. Chill. So don't be too upset. Just chill. Everything will work out. So Melinda says bye, guys. Make sure you click that link. Cell processing has many different aspects. It's not only um, how your washers work, how you test your instruments. There are many different aspects to this currently. So I'm so happy about that. I will be branching into some new things with instrumentation too. That I see there's a gap in there somewhere that persons are not doing. So I'll come out with some new innovative stuff. And usually I come out with some things and then I stop because I mean, when you do it and you did it how you want to do it, sometimes you just gotta, stop doing it. So that's also sometimes it's just the experimentation of doing something new. That's it for me. I'm not trying to build a company or, spend 20 years doing the same thing, but just the aspect of doing something different to the max, and that's my fulfillment. And if I could inspire somebody else to do it in a different way too, I'm happy with that. So I'm not that just one track. Oh, he's in the podcast and he stopped the podcast. That like, yeah, I did what I wanted to do and I felt um I'm where I want to be and I could come back anytime because I have everything set up here. So you might see me next week Wednesday, or you may not. So stay tuned.
If not, we'll see everybody in Kentucky.
Kentucky. Oh yeah, Kentucky. Get your baseball bats and your Louisiana cuisine. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like this year. I went back there, 2012, 13, 14, one of those years. It was really nice. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you all.
Appreciate your time. Have a good evening. It's 9:42.
Yes, sir. We went over.
Dang. Okay. All right, guys. Good night. Thank God it's a Friday night. So maybe we should do more Friday nights. We call it Friday night freestyle. That's already taken.
We can figure it out.
Friday night sterilization. No, something like that.
We'll figure it out.
We'll
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it.
We'll get it. All right, all right, all right, guys. I'll end the podcast. You stay on. So, guys, we'll do a little outro. Do I remember how to do an outro? Hold on, guys. I haven't been on here in so long. We'll do a quick little outro, I think, here. And Sean is saying how he doesn't know how to do an outro on his own
Chaling,
podcast.
chaling.
He doesn't know how to do an outro. And that is crazy. And that, okay, show more. All right. Now we're going to do a little 10-second outro, I think. We're going to do a 20-second outro, guys. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And have a good one. I'm not
Good
sure
night.
Good night.